Montezuma Falls. We did our first longer trail run, which was good fun, nice and even ground, which was good. A bit
5
muddy.
kilometres, nice.
So, but we'll show you why we came. We're gonna go check out a track that's hopefully gonna lead to some good camping on the Henty River. So we're near the Henty sand dunes, which are the dunes located in Tasmania. So yeah, hopefully all goes well and there's some good camp spots and we can enjoy it. Otherwise, back to the starting point, inflate some tyres and find another camp.
This is a new thing to add to our list of things that we've caught while fishing.
An eel.
Oh, we hope it's an eel.
Or a very ugly looking ass fish.
That's an eel. Oi! Alright.
Now we have to figure out how to unhook it.
How to deal with this.
To have just a camp all to ourselves for a few days. Tassie's pretty touristy, so it's hard to find a place where that's just yours. So yeah, we just followed this 4-drive track to the Henty River and then was able to camp on the river. Had the whole place to ourselves for the 2 days, so that was really good. Now I'm planning some tyres and then we're off to Strawn, hopefully to have a nice warm shower and then maybe a sunset drink if there's a nice bar. Do a little bit of touristy things and just enjoy the good sunshine that's out today, and then off to Queenstown. The tyres. I'm just going to take a moment to show you guys how clean our engine bay is. We took our car to be serviced in Melbourne. I'll put the name on the screen of the guys who service the Pajero, just to make sure everything's okay. The noises we're hearing is nothing to be concerned about, and they did an amazing job. They did a thorough check on everything. They even cleaned the engine bay, cleaned everything for us. So yeah, they're awesome guys. If you need someone to service your car while you're doing a lap around Australia, these are the guys to do it. They do a big marketing campaign for these dunes in Tassie. They call it the desert in Tassie, but so far hasn't been that spectacular. But we'll go to the top of this dune and check it out. Broken sled at the bottom, so he's gonna go for a bit of a ride.
Hey, have I got you on?
No, it's definitely yours. I'll run after you.
You want to have a go?
No, I'm good. Yeah, you go for your life. baking as a bread. Hopefully we'll have some spares for some pizza dough. Try some pizzas in the pan without the Weber, so that'll be a first for us. But yeah, that looks really nice. Baking the bread in our little cast iron, and then we'll cut it up and make some burgers, which will be yummy, yummy.
Found travelling around Australia, mainly now in Tasmania as well, is actually getting rid of your rubbish. So you go everywhere and they have all these signs, take your rubbish with you, take your rubbish with you, but then they don't actually provide facilities to throw it out. So the best that we can do is literally go to a little park, and Annika will show you now, where they have these bins, but it's like a mailbox opening. So you gotta literally just try and compress your rubbish and try and fit it in there, because there's nowhere else you can dump your rubbish. So
sometimes they're really good, like they'll have water points, skip bins, you can recycle everything. And then some towns are absolutely pathetic, and there's not even like a tourist in the centre that the tourist centre doesn't provide bins. So it can get quite frustrating because you're trying to do the right thing and not litter, but then they need to supply the goods. Adventure. We're here at Lake King. Beautiful lake down that way, near Lake Sinclair.
No, the recovery tracks are not for us.
It was not us. We parked at the back in the tree line. Thought there was a couple that were camping nice close to the water. Thought that was a great spot. Turns out they were stuck, and they've been trying to shovel themselves out for the last 3 hours with the ground being so wet and muddy. So we assisted with the max tracks. They were able to get out. Yeah, sure is good news. They're okay, car's okay, and they can go off and get themselves all cleaned up, and we can put the max tracks away. You can see we've got our multi-day hiking bag out here and our 2-day packs.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Oh, we didn't plan any multi-day trips because you've got to book it in for Tassie, but we've found a way to do an overnight hike, hopefully sleep warmly in a hut, and then worst case scenario, if the hut is unavailable, we will be hiking a big day to come all the way back.
Well, there's like 3 huts.
There's 3 huts, so we're trying to see what we can do to do a little bit of the overland track, but we didn't want to do the whole thing. Yeah, something we can do in the future with family, so just want to check it out and get a little bit of a hut experience and see Lake Sinclair and that kind of thing. So yeah, a bit of packing today, and then tomorrow we'll be hopefully reaching Pine Valley Hut. That's the goal. I just warned us that it's too cold.
Yeah, we were driving, we just heard this beep beep. I'm looking at the dash and there's no warning signs or anything. I'm like, what's going on? And then Annika noticed on the middle console that it's showing a little icicle sign of the road, and it's just warning you that the roads might be icy.
Yeah.
Seeing as we've never experienced the beep beep before, this is probably the coldest that old Pete's ever been.
Where are we?
Lake St. Clair, deepest freshwater lake in Australia, 167 metres deep.
Can you see the deepness? Yes. Sinclair, we've just registered for our overnight walk, just one of these books. Got a big hiking bag, I've got a big day pack, and we're ready to rumble. Nice and cold 4 degrees to start our morning, so we're rugged up. But I know that the sun's meant to come out today, and we should have a pretty nice day for the rest of the walk. lunch stop here at Echo Point. There's JJ. We have decided we're probably going to head back to the car. It was about a 10 to 11, I think 11k hike up here. But we passed a lot of people on the way, probably about 20 people in the last few hours, which gives us the idea that us finding a campsite in a hut is probably very unlikely, and that it's going to be very busy, so we're not going to risk hiking all the way up and then having to do a massive hike back down. So yeah, now for the 11k's back down. Cool. On the road again. We left Lake St. Clair this morning. Yesterday, after we did our hike, we actually went to the wall, so you wouldn't have any video footage of that, but just a bit of a mention, if you're in Tassie, I definitely recommend going to the wall. What it is this guy, Greg Duncan, has carved basically a wall, a wooden wall, with different imagery out of wood. But the detail and things he does that, it's just incredible. It's insane. It's like he's got one piece which is just like a glove on the table, a wooden glove, and you look like you just pick it up and put it on. Like it's that detail orientated that you wouldn't think it's wood. So yeah, go to the wall, go check it out, admire his artwork. Yeah, absolutely awesome. But today on the road, we're going to go to Wadamana Power Station, Hydro Station. Hydro Power Station. There you go, close enough. To check that out. JJ's keen on all the engineering that goes into that, so that'll be good. And then off to find a campsite. We'll probably spend a day or two just to catch up on some work as the week starts. And then heading further south to some more national parks and hikes. So yeah, off we go. Nice.
We are having a lovely evening at a lake. There's so many, I don't know what the name is, so deal with it. But yeah, we're having a lovely evening and we're trialing for the first time pizza in a pan. So that's the pan, and I suppose that's also the pizza. You can't see it because it's under the plate. But there's a pizza stone in there, and then a plate on top of the pizza stone, and then the pizza, and then another plate on top of the other plate to make hopefully a little oven.
We have to find a way to replace the Weber, so this is it.
Weber trial pizza, trial number 1. So, pizza time. First pizza's looking pretty good. It's obviously not going to get crispy on top, but it's, yeah.
Looking yummy.
Looking yummy. So, here's another thing we didn't expect to see in Tassie. Scorpions. Look at that. What's a scorpion doing in Tasmania? Isn't it bloody cold? Well, it is bloody cold, I'll answer that question, but doesn't he know that it's cold? So, the saga continues. There's heaps of them. Well, I mean, this is the 3rd one, but I think that counts for heaps.
There's 4. That's the 4th one up there.
4th one. Up there somewhere. Oh yeah, look. There it is. You can't see it here, but believe us, it's there. So we heard a scream. Oh. And we're like, what on earth is that scream coming from? And we saw this little guy up the tree. He's like a koala. No. I know it's not a koala. What sort of sounds was he making? It's pretty cute. And this is not on the road. Oh, the bugs are crazy.
Welcome to a new segment, which I will call Campfire Story Time, where we'll tell you about things that happened which we forgot to record, but we think are pretty cool and you should know about. Go, JJ.
Oh, am I the storyteller?
You
I
are.
thought
Welcome to a new segment, which I will call Campfire Story Time, where we'll tell you about things that happened which we forgot to record, but we think are pretty cool and you should know about. Go, JJ.
Oh, am I the storyteller?
You
I
are.
thought I was just going to sit here and look good.
No, you
listen.
did that often enough.
All right. Okay, so we were in the tent. It was a coldy. I should set the mood first. It was a cold night, blistering winds. So we were next to a river, and the river was making waves. That's how windy and cold it was. So we were in the rooftop tent, all tucked up, nice and warm, ready to go. And we decided, look, because the weather is so awful, we're going to download a TV series. And the TV series we downloaded was Tourist, and I would recommend it's pretty good, but that's not part of the story. So we're lying in bed, and we've got our TV show going, and there's a bit of shouting and whatnot, as you would expect in a TV show. And the next thing we hear is shouting coming from outside, but it sounded like the bloody devil. It was like a really terrifying. That was probably not a good representation of the sound, but it was a really terrifying sound. And we're like, what the hell is going on? So we looked out the window, we can't see anything. Anyway, we go to bed knowing that there's probably not really a dangerous thing out there making those sounds, and we go on YouTube the next day and decide we'll Google what a Tasmanian devil sounds like, and lo and behold, that's the sound. It sounds like a devil, which is probably why it was called the Tasmanian devil. Mm-hmm. So a little Tassie devil would have been walking about. He probably heard some shenanigans coming from our tent, i.e. the video, not what you're thinking. And he probably had a shout saying, this ain't right, what's going on here? And then ran away.
Do yourself a favour and YouTube Tasmanian devil scream, and you will hear what a Tasmanian devil sounds like.
You know, imagine here, and when you're doing that, imagine hearing that in the middle of the night.
When you're bush camping on a remote site, all on your own.
The weather is terrible, the wind is howling. It's literally the scenes from a horror movie.
Yep, and off he goes. But there you go, stories, campfire stories with JJ.
Campfire stories.
To tell you about that wonderful experience we had so far in Tassie. So we haven't seen one, but we've heard one up close.
Very up close, yes.